Hi, Abhishek. Welcome to Wifimilk.com, the podcast, a place where young entrepreneurs get inspired by people like you who don't just talk about their dreams and aspirations, but actually do. So, today we'll talk about, keyapsa.com, an e-commerce platform you founded in India. Also, about the fact of founding it at a young age, and the challenges that this brings with. And so, let's get started. So introduce yourself, and how did Keyapsa, your e-commerce platform, start?
So first of all, thank you, Roger, for having me on your podcast. So I'm Abhishek Nath. I started an e-commerce site called Kiabza, which is basically buying and selling of used clothing in India. So how it works basically is, for example, say one of you wants to sell a t-shirt to me. You go onto my website, you click arrange a pickup. Somebody from like my delivery partner comes to your house, picks up the t-shirt, brings it to my office where like somebody from my team authenticates the product, make sure it's of like a good brand, and then we list it on our site. First we tell you the price, of course, that we're going to list it for this much, and we keep 50% once we sell it, and we pay you out then. Or if the product isn't like of our standards, we tell you we can either send it back to you or we can give it to our charity partners. So we've tied up with 3 different charities. Um, and it's your choice. If the product doesn't fit like our standards to sell, then we offer it like to the charity, but we ask you which charity would you like to give it to for like which cause.
Okay.
So I started this company when I was in high school, like to the last semester of high school. So
Mhm.
how I got the idea basically was in school, like I went to a boarding school and I was there since I was 12 years old. I was sent to a boarding school. And and like me and my friends, we used to always like exchange new clothes, like our clothes, like once we were done or bored of it, we used to exchange clothes with each other and so on. And from that, I realized, wow, if we're willing to wear like used clothes, why not? Why shouldn't like other people have a why should other people have a problem with it? Then I started doing research on the concept and I found a lot of companies that do it in America.
Mhm.
And I saw their like progress, how they started like 10 years ago, and now a lot of them are worth like $500 million.
Wow.
So that was also like a motivation for me to see that like they were working abroad, so they had the possibility to work in India. I also saw at the time there was nobody else doing this.
Okay.
I mean, besides like your eBay and all, but they're like C2C. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't guarantee like authenticity and all that. You have to check it yourself. And then even then, like you have to do a PayPal thing if it isn't authentic. So it's quite a big headache. So you're not guaranteed the
Yeah.
authenticity.
So
So,
you mentioned PayPal. How's the payment process in your platform?
so we have we take all major credit cards. We even have cash on delivery. So when we
Oh,
deliver, you can pay cash to the
okay.
delivery person. And then we also have the Indian version of PayPal, which is called Paytm.
Hmm.
So basically, yeah, those 3 methods.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm mistaken, but in India, cash is still very
Yeah.
used, right?
Yeah.
And
Cash is used in a lot of places. Like you can't like now India is becoming more and more advanced where they take not credit card, but they take Paytm, a lot of them, where you
mm,
just scan a barcode and you can just send some amount of money. But like earlier, they used to only take cash, like only, yeah, a
yeah.
lot of places.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I have a following question to the cash thing. I think it's pretty cool. So that's built on trust, right? Because the so if they pay with cash, the cash doesn't get to you till I don't know if it's same day or not, but not it's not right away. Uh, yeah,
All
it's trust.
Yeah, but
Mm.
then like the partners we've tied up with delivery, they're like for delivery, they're massive companies. Like, you know, there's the biggest one we've tied up with is called Delivery. It's a bit very big, like courier company in India. So I mean, we trust them. Like
Hmm.
the only issue is sometimes if like we ship the product out and then the customer doesn't pay or they like not at home or something like that, then
Hmm.
that's a big cost. But then like doing cash on delivery for a startup, like people have trust issues with buying from a startup now because
Yeah.
there are a lot of scams that happen. So I mean, the cash on delivery is just like for them to like trust us as a company.
Yeah.
And we even like provide a discount for people who use like a credit card or Paytm.
Oh, really? Discount?
Yeah. Yeah, like 5%. But it's only because it's a lot cheaper for us to take
To you.
money through credit card or Paytm.
Okay. Because then you don't have to go through the Korean company, right? The
Yeah, for them to take money, they also take a cut then, like if they
okay.
do cash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And yeah, so do you have warehouses or
Yeah,
you're
so I
the
have one house where we store all our products because we have like 4 or 5 thousand products on our site right
oh
now.
wow.
We need a warehouse to store it. And we in the warehouse we also have the authenticators and those people who work there. So the products when somebody like when the delivery partner they pick it up, they bring it to the warehouse.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, and then I also have a office.
Yeah, so how are the first weeks like? Yeah.
So the first weeks were really challenging at first because at first the first thing I decided to do was create a website.
Hmm.
I'm not, and like I didn't realize the amount of work that will go number one into like not creating the website, but having the back end of the website where,
Hmm.
for example, like the full system where like if somebody places the order, it comes to me and then I have to get it out. That was the most challenging part. And then there's also so much else that goes into it, like writing terms and conditions
Oh yeah.
and so many policies and like coming up with like return policies, how delivery, how to take pictures on the site, how to there was like so many like and then the logo and all that. There were so many like challenging things that I had to do, which I didn't
Mhm.
expect that I would have. I thought, yeah, okay, I'll start a website, I'll
Yeah.
put some code, I'll market it, and I'll put some Instagram ads, and then that's it.
Hmm.
It'll blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds a bit more like much more easier than what it is. Huh?
Yeah. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it was a lot more than I expected. And then fortunately, I told my dad about the idea, and he's like, I really like the idea because my dad was in the textile industry
Oh,
for yeah, the longest time. He used to do import export of textiles and like he used to do manufacturing in the past.
okay.
Uh, so yeah, so he was like, this is a really good idea, and like the sustainability factor of it, you can really market that, and a lot of people will like people are becoming more sustainable, and they're like they
Yeah.
only want stuff from companies that are sustainable. So buying and selling of premium fashion, we're marketing the sustainability side
Hmm.
of it. So he's like, yeah, I think it's a pretty good idea. So I'd like to back you on it, and then like
Okay.
we can start it together.
What made you, get into the e-commerce, but fashion industry? I guess you're that as well. You're, the influence of, having, parents who work there, or was something else?
So for me, like I used to always be into fashion as a child.
Okay.
Majority of the people in my school used to be into fashion. I used to like so I went to a boarding school as I said. So my first day school, which was in Bombay, like it was like you had to wear a uniform to school, all that nonsense. And then when I went to my boarding school, it was like, yeah, wear whatever you want. You can like express yourself. Like you
Hmm.
don't have to like wear hair short. It was like really open. So over there, like I really got into fashion because my one of my roommates was really into fashion, so he used to like
Okay.
um, talk to me about it. He used to tell me, "Don't wear this, don't wear that. Like it looks bad." And so I used to go like really. So I got into fashion. And then like obviously when I was like 13, 14, 15 years old, my parents didn't give me like unlimited money to buy clothes. So
Mm.
when we used to get bored of it, we used to like trade clothes like among like us in the dorm.
Oh,
So yeah, so that's
okay.
how like I got the idea for like doing it. And yeah, that's how I got it for like fashion.
That's where passion and business meet,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. um, yeah. So, knowing there's a lot of, competition in this field, what's your competitive advantage?
Um, so we're the only company that does it where we keep the products. We take it on consignment and we guarantee authenticity. All the other companies, they're like C to C. And in India, there are a lot of fakes that move around. So it's like, and they don't have like protection, a lot of them.
Okay.
So I mean, if you buy it from someone, like let's say I buy a product from you, you ship me a fake,
Hmm.
and then I don't know, like that's the end of it. Like I can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Whereas with my company, like they're authenticated, the conditions checked, all that. Or like same thing, if I let's say I ship you a product and I advertise it's like oh really good condition. Once you get it, it's like faded, there's a hole in it. You won't be
Hmm.
happy. So a lot of the other companies are like that, C2C. So
And
that's what. Yeah.
yeah, so that doesn't push the price of these items up, or it does.
I mean, it does to a certain
Okay.
extent, but like, I mean, always if you're guaranteeing authenticity, your
Hmm.
price will be a
Yeah.
little higher, and condition and so on, so many factors. Yeah.
Okay. But not a lot. Or
Sorry?
not a lot. Like, okay,
Not
so
a lot.
you, oh, just,
So our average product on our site, so we mainly focus on like high street fashion, which is like, Zara, H&M,
hmm.
that level. So our average product on our site is about 800 rupees, which is like $11.
Okay.
So that's the average product on our site.
Okay. Oh, what are your growth plans like? Are you planning to move to a new market soon?
Yeah, so right now we only do clothes, but we soon want to move on to like bags and like shoes and so on. But the problem like we're facing with that is because there are so many more like fakes of bags
Oh.
and shoes, really hard to authenticate it. And we don't want to do it at this stage because it's really expensive to hire a authenticator for bags and shoes. Like your Gucci, Balenciaga, they make so many fakes of those.
Hmm.
So it's impossible. Like now they're so close, it's really hard to tell. Like
Yeah.
there was a, if I'm not sure if you've heard of this company called Real Real. It's the biggest one
I think
in the
so.
US.
Yeah.
And they just got caught out for selling fakes.
Oh no.
They couldn't authenticate it. So their
Yeah.
market
So,
value like a month ago.
wow. No, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very tricky business,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So we don't want to get into that unless we're like 100% sure. Because I mean, as a small company, if we sell one fake, that's the end of us. Like, because then our image is gone. Nobody else will buy
Hmm.
from us. But like, if you're a really big company and you won't like lose all your sales, and also like we can't afford to like keep authenticator of these
Yeah.
products. It's expensive at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
We just want to bump our sales up for clothes and then like hopefully get an investment by this year
Okay.
and then move into shoes and bags.
Okay. So yeah, um, knowing you started during high school, and now
Mm.
you've been putting more effort into it. Uh, you're working full time now.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, and uh, so you're the CEO and
No,
co-founder. No.
I'm the co-founder. My dad takes
Okay,
the
he's the CEO.
yeah, because he's in India, whereas
Okay.
I'm studying in the US with you. So I mean, like if the CEO's abroad, like, who's gonna invest?
Okay.
So he doesn't work full time. Yeah.
Okay.
So
And okay. So you're still a small startup in the first stages. Where do you see Kiabza? Do I pronounce it right? Kiabza.com in, let's say, 2 years.
2 years. Um, so right now we have about 500 sales a day. Um, by then, like hopefully we'll have like investment and we'll be a much bigger company. Cause I mean, like the trends I've noticed is like the more money we put into the business, the like on a marketing campaign, for example, the higher the sales are. So
Okay.
it's just that I don't have like 80, $100,000 to put into a
Yeah.
marketing campaign, or like over a few marketing campaigns and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think like once, and also the concept of like pre-owned fashion is growing a lot in India, or pre-owned anything.
Okay.
So I feel like once the mentality shift like is complete, like and like everyone like understands what pre-owned fashion is and so on, I feel like the company will grow a lot. So I feel like in 2 years, it would definitely be, uh, Kiabza would definitely be a lot bigger. And I mean, hopefully, maybe like 5 to 10,000 sales a month is like where I want to be
Okay.
after years. We tied up with a firm that's called Yen Capital, and they basically um like take startups and then they find investors. So I have to give them. So basically, once they find the investor, they go out do the hunting for investors. Put our name in like various like events like VC things
Okay.
where VC we present them and so on. And yeah, so once they find us an investor and we agree terms, they keep 4% of equity. Yeah.
Okay.
So basically we're just starting now. We
Okay.
looked for a bit last year, like in 2020 for the first couple of months, and then COVID hit.